Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Healthy Cells, Healthy Life. Elena, our special panel are here to help you to realize how important redox signaling molecules are. Thank you for coming. Elena, floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Healthy Cells, Healthy Life. So today, again, we're going to do a beautiful presentation. We have a beautiful panel of doctors that are here to ask any questions that you may have once I'm done with the presentation. So I'm going to introduce them very quickly. We have Dr. Nan, who's a pediatrician. She's been practicing for over 30 years, helping people just like you. We have Dr. Luciana, who's a natural medicine doctor. She's an osteopath, and she's been in practice for over 25 years, working with people just like you. We have Dr. Andrea, who's an acupuncturist and an osteopath. She's been in practice for over 20 years. We have beautiful Adonna, who's our personal trainer, who also has a degree in biochemistry. And of course, Mariana, our cardiovascular nurse for over 25 years, who's extremely knowledgeable. And she was sharing with us a lot of information earlier on. And I'm sure we're going to have beautiful questions for her. Please allow me to share my ASEA story with you. I'm going to make it very short. I was introduced to ASEA, to redox, not even a year ago. And it has helped me avoid a tooth implant. So I started this, I think it was last year, end of March, and I was almost ready to have a tooth implant. And then Anna comes along and says, do you know anything about redox signaling molecules? And I said, no. And here's the video that has helped me make my decision. So I'm going to play it for you so that will give you an overall of what redox signaling molecule really is.
Hello, my name is Alan Noble and welcome to railredoxresults.com. On this website, you have access to lots of videos of real people sharing real results that they've experienced using ASEA's advanced redox signaling technology. You can simply browse through the videos or pick a particular subject that is important to you. However, if this is your first introduction to ASEA, then allow me to give you a brief overview so you can better understand why people are experiencing such amazing results. ASEA Redox represents a cutting-edge health and anti-aging technology, a new category in science that for 2 decades science had declared was impossible. A technology that many experts are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of our lifetime. A great place to start is to get clear on what ASEA Redox is not. It is not a vitamin, a mineral, antioxidant, exotic juice, essential oil, or CBD oil. In fact, this technology goes beyond nutrition and ingredients, and yet can impact your health.
Turn up the volume, please. We can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No, can't you watch the chat? Nobody, you can't hear it.
Okay. Well, the volume is quite high.
Maybe for you, not for us. Look at the chat.
Okay, let me pop up the volume.
Okay.
Can you hear it now?
No, it's too low.
Then is everybody else hearing it?
My name is Alan Noble and welcome
Yeah, no,
to
it
Real
is, but
Redox
it's still
Results.
too low. Like if you can put it a
On
little
this
bit higher,
website, you've access
because you can barely hear it.
I can hear it. The volume here is at max, 99.
You're
So
not connected into the audio somehow there.
Anna, can you hear it?
I hear it very well because mine is in the maximum on my computer.
Yeah, so you need
Any
to
way
just,
you can, is any way you can check, please?
mine here is in max, so I don't know how else I can put it any higher. I'm at max on mine, so
I can hear it. It's fine. Anybody else?
5 people who can't hear it, so I don't know.
you might want to
to
adjust
lots
your
of videos
computer.
of real people sharing real results
I have it at
that they've
maximum,
experienced using
and I
ASEA's
can barely hear
advanced
it.
redox signaling technology. You can simply browse through the videos or pick a particular subject that is important to you. However, if this is your first introduction to ASEA, then allow me to give you a brief overview so you can better understand why people are experiencing such amazing results. ASEA Redox represents a cutting-edge health and anti-aging technology, a new category in science that for 2 decades science had declared was impossible. A technology that many experts are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of our lifetime. A great place to start is to get clear on what ASEA Redox is not. It is not a vitamin, a mineral, antioxidant, exotic juice, essential oil, or CBD oil. In fact, this technology goes beyond nutrition and ingredients, and yet can impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. For many people, ASEA Redox is the missing link to better health and vitality. To grasp this breakthrough, you must understand that your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells pass tremendous amounts of important information throughout the body. Any breakdown in this communication, in this signaling, and you cannot achieve your full health potential. A simple example, your home goes on fire and you call the fire department. They have the fire truck, firefighters, fire hose, everything they need to put out the fire. However, if you don't have a good cell signal, they don't get the message and your home goes up in flames. Well, it's the same in your body. If your cells can't signal, then little else matters. ASEA Redox is the world's first redox signaling supplement that harnesses the power of the same redox signaling molecules that your body uses for this critical signaling process. This astonishing technology with 2 delivery systems, the ASEA Redox drink and the topical gel, Renew 28, has been validated by third-party independent science, and thanks to multiple patents, there is nothing else like it in the world. In a recent independent 8-week study with Torre Laboratories, a leading genetic research lab, it was found that drinking ASEA Redox could increase important gene signaling pathways by up to 31%, impacting 5 major areas of health: immune function, inflammatory response, cardiovascular and digestive health, as well as hormone balance. So at this point, let's take a listen to what health and medical professionals are saying about ASEA's redox signaling technology.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body.
you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
So as you can hear, ASEA Redox truly is being hailed as the most significant health science breakthrough of our lifetime. And it's not just health. Casual athletes all the way to Olympic athletes are experiencing improvements in endurance, strength and recovery, beating personal bests and breaking documented world records. In a recent university study, mice drinking ASEA for only 7 days ran 29% further to exhaustion due to significant metabolic shifts as their body started to burn more fat as fuel. And I'm sure you've heard it said that seeing is believing. Well, this same technology, when applied to the skin, results in a healthy, clear complexion, tighter, younger looking skin, while dramatically reducing wrinkles, stretch marks, cellulite, and many other signs of aging, all while using the body's natural renewal processes. I want to thank you for taking some time and watching this brief overview.
Those of you that want to look at this video again, just go to Real Redox Results and the video is there. You can listen to it, okay? So we found a few reasons why people take a look at redox signaling molecule. One is maybe because you have a health issue and you want to help yourself. The second reason is maybe you have a loved one that is going through some kind of health challenges and you want to know if this is something that will help them. You want to be looking and feeling younger, and I will show you how redox can help you achieve that. Maybe you're an athlete and you want to improve your performance. We have Adona, our personal trainer, who will take questions with regards to athletes who want to improve their performance, build stamina, and how this can help them post and before and after workouts. Or maybe you just have a healthy lifestyle and you want to make sure that you continue this lifestyle so you can fuel your body with the right signaling molecules to activate the right cells in your body. Now, you've heard that this breakthrough technology was discovered, and these are the founders, and Verdis Norton and Tyler Norton brought a compelling technology from both them from a struggling biotech company. And they examined all the technologies out there, and they discovered how to take this technology to the next level so that they can stabilize the molecules outside of the body. So redox is the first and only supplement on the market that contains active redox signaling molecule that will help to regenerate your cells. Now, it does not cure or diagnose you. It just provides the body with the right molecules. Let's look at what the experts say. Dr. Gary Samuel, he's the one that was able to stabilize the molecules outside of the body in a perfect balance as they are found in healthy cells. Now, these molecules need to be in the body in 1 in 1 million of a second. So you can imagine the task that this requires for him to stabilize it outside of the body. Dr. Walker, he's an emergency room physician, and he has a master's in preventive medicine and nutrition. And here's what he said about redox. Redox deficiency is behind every major disease and illness that mankind suffers. All these universities here, they've all opened centers for molecule signaling. In fact, you can see here that the University of Nebraska received a $10 million grant to establish the Redox Biology Center. Now let's take it to, if you want to know more, you go to Google Scholar and you type in redox signaling molecule, and there's so many peer reviewers there right now. Or you can also go to PubMed, and you'll be able to just type in redox signaling, and you'll read a lot of peer reviews. Anna, you can tell us how many peer reviewers are on Google Scholar as of today, if you don't mind.
Yeah, 2,070,000 articles in Google Scholar, and over 39,000 in PubMed. And 5.5 years ago on Google Scholar, it was only 750,000 articles. So you can see how that technology is growing fast.
Thank you, Anna. So again, please do your own research and read about it. I like to talk about mitochondria because this has a lot to do with our cells. What is mitochondria? So this is our powerhouse of the cells. There are between 500 and 5,000 mitochondria in each cell. When mitochondria breaks down, free radicals and cellular waste starts to build up. And all diseases are a result of faulty and degenerative mitochondria. Now, what happens at the cellular level? So redox signaling molecule are created as a byproduct when our power plant, the mitochondria, produces energy. And so redox signaling molecule, what are they responsible for? So the first thing that they want to do is detect an imbalance in any cells that have broken away from the communication network. So their main objective is to go and protect the cells. That's the first thing they want to do. So they go in there and they look at the neighboring cells and they make the decision, are we going to protect that cell? Are we going to repair it? Or if they cannot repair it, are we going to replace it? Now, a redox signaling molecule also activates your antioxidants. Now, antioxidants need to be activated to fight free radicals. Redox also stimulates your immune system. So immune system communicators help need redox to be stimulated. And we also, it turns on the genes on the 5 pathway. And I'm gonna share the science behind that in a moment. Now there are 75 trillion cells in each redox signaling molecule. If those cells are not healthy, then our tissues are not healthy. If our tissues are not healthy, our organs will suffer. And if the organs are suffering, our system is not gonna work well. And that's gonna affect us on a cellular level. So that's why it's important that our cells are healthy so that we can operate at our optimum. Now, there was a study done. This was the study where they looked at the 5 gene expressions. So it was 60 participants, 25 drank redox, 25 drank placebo. And after 8 weeks, each person, the results was an increase between 20 and 30% in gene expression in these 5 pathways, which was digestive, hormonal, inflammation, immune system, and vascular health. So you can see how powerful this redox signaling molecules is. Now I want to show some blood analysis. Now our blood travels at 19,000 kilometers an hour. So here you can see the before and after, 6 weeks apart. On the second one, you can see 20 minutes later. The second slides are Anna's cells. So this is before redox and 20 minutes after redox. How powerful is that? Now, we know that these molecules, they regulate every major organ in our body. So we know, I can tell you that messages from the human brain travel along the nerves at a speed of 323 kilometers an hour. That's pretty fast. Just taking one step, we use up to 200 muscles. And just like I mentioned before, the adult human blood circulates at 19,000 kilometers per hour. So you can imagine what this redox signaling molecule really do within our bodies. Now, we mentioned that antioxidants are important, and glutathione is one of the masters antioxidants that our body produces. However, after the age of 20, natural glutathione production starts to decrease at a rate of 10% per decade. So a redox signaling molecule is proven to upregulate the body's own production by up to 800%. Now, did you know that the most common low glutathione related diseases are AIDS, muscular dystrophy, Parkinson, Alzheimer's, diabetes, hepatitis, liver disease, so on and so forth? So you can imagine how important it is for us to have those cells working at an optimum health. Now, I want to show you some real results from people who have been taking redox signaling molecule. Here is Carrie Schinner, and this is her mitochondria. And you can see those black dots. Those are indicators of serious degeneration and oscillation towards a chronic disease. And here you can see after taking the redox signaling molecule. And what she's saying is that in 5 years of treating herself at the Hunter Technology Center, she was never able to get white markers in her mitochondria. And this is the optimum health that you can have in your mitochondria. Those, you can see those white little markers there. More real results. Here's Anna results. Well, she was on redox for 2 years, and then she decided to do an experiment. So she went and had her eye tested. You can see 2.75. And then she started spraying the redox in her eyes, and look, 6 months later, it's gone down to 1.75. How about that? Yeah. More real results. Here's Christine Corey. Here's her front tooth. This is what really made me look at redox. This is before redox. And here's her after redox 7 months later. And I can tell you now my tooth is also not moving. And I'm pretty happy I saved $10,000. Now, let me show you even more real results. Here's Peter in 2018. He was given 30% chance to survive 2 years after a bone marrow transplant. Well, here's Peter in May 21, and here is Peter on November 22 last year. Significant, huge transformation. Now let me show you the power of redox. I'm going to play a short little video for you.
Your body naturally creates redox signaling molecules in every cell. Dermatest, a leading European dermatological research institute, conducted clinical trials on Renew 28 with amazing results. 20 women used Renew 28 for 28 days. By the end of that time, they saw reduced wrinkle depth, increased elasticity, improvement in overall wrinkles, improved facial skin texture, and increased skin smoothness, all by 20% or more. And they even noticed an increase in skin moisture of 11%. These remarkable findings earned Renew 28 Dermatest's coveted 5-star clinically tested seal.
Well, here's the ingredients of Renew 28: sodium, magnesium, fluorouracil. And I can tell you that it's hypoallergenic, paraffin-free, it's natural, 100% natural. Now, here's what it replaces. All of this here will be replaced with Renew 28. Imagine not having to take Viagra to get that blood flow going. Hey, men will be happy, women will be happy. Let's move on. Here's how to apply Renew 28. 3 times in 5 minutes gives you beautiful results. A lot of people ask, well, how do I apply it? 3 times in 5 minutes, you find a discomfort and you apply it. Within 5 minutes, you repeat it until you get the results. Now, let me show you the power of Renew 28. We have here Tracy, and this is her month-and-a-half grandson, and he had a blocked ear duct. You can see it right here. This is before she treated him with the Renew 28. And here is a day and a half later, all cleared up. Now, of course, our body, because when he's young, produces a lot more redox signaling molecule. However, here's the power of Renew. Here's more results. Here's this child, 5th of April, 6th of April, 7th of April, and 8th of April. Now, let's go further. This is our etheric nervous system. This is what we call our second gut. Why do I talk about our second gut? Because this has a lot to do with our overall mental health as well. It's comprising of 100 million neurons, contains more nerve cells than the spinal cord. It's home to 1 trillion of bacteria and microbes in the intestines that form the gut microbiota. It has 100,000 more microbes in the gut that are people on this earth. And the brain and the gut communicate through the vagus nerve. Not only that, 90% of our neurons in the vagus nerve carry information from the gut to the brain, not the other way around. So when I work with the client, for example, they come to me for hypnosis and they say, well, I can't lose weight and I can't do that. The first thing I do, I connect the subconscious mind to the second gut, because sometimes that communication breaks away. I can also tell you that many neurological conditions like Parkinson, Alzheimer's, autism, they are all a spectrum disorder that are correlated to gastrointestinal gut microbiomes. So on over 70% of the body immune cells are targeted to the digestive tracts. Now, ASIA came up with biome for gut health. So this will help you to maintain that gut healthy all the time. Now, when our gut is healthy, we have more clarity because the cells communicate from the gut to the nervous system, not the other way around. Now, also, studies show that people who had gut issues, they also experienced depression, they were more stressed, they were more overwhelmed, they didn't have that mind clarity as well. Now, ASIA also has the VIA supplement that helps you support your overall system, because we know that healthy cells are healthy life. So I want to say thank you for listening to my presentation. I am going to open up to questions and answers. I know we lost a little bit of time, so I don't mind staying a little bit over just to make up for the time that we lost. So if anybody has any questions, our panels are here to answer your questions and bring some clarifications that any of you may have. All you have to do, just raise your digital hand or your hand, and we'll go from there. Now, don't all rush, okay? Take your time. I'm sure, I mean, it's 9:30, so we are still pretty much on time, even though we lost. Yes, Renee, go ahead.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce it.
Glutathione, yeah.
Glutathione. I was looking throughout that picture. I couldn't see a correct definition of what it is. Can you explain?
It's a master antioxidant.
Master antioxidant, which means What does that mean? It's
Who wants to answer that? More.
I would be happy to.
Go ahead, Adonna.
It's a molecule that helps to neutralize free radicals, and free radicals damage many different areas of a cell. It can damage your DNA, it can damage the cell membrane, it can damage other proteins. So glutathione is one of many antioxidants that we have in our cells, but it's one of the main antioxidants, and that literally sort of attacks the free radicals so that they don't cause damage to the cells. So glutathione is, like I said, one of the many that we have. It's very, very powerful.
So let me ask thank you. If somebody has later stage Parkinson's, could this make a difference to someone who's had Parkinson's, like say 20 years, who I don't know that they're even going to survive much longer, but by starting right now, could that help them to have some more quality of life, do you think?
I would say that it would be definitely worth a try, because Parkinson's and a lot of other types of diseases are caused by inflammation. And because of the inflammatory response, having antioxidants, that definitely lowers the response, because you have your cells becoming more in balance. And so the pathway of the inflammation sort of gets downregulated because of the antioxidants. So, I mean, I would, we can't claim to prevent or diagnose or anything like that, but I would definitely say it would be worth a try. And there would be other aspects of benefits that this individual could have from just the onset of taking some the ASEA.
Yeah, I mean, I would think to take the ASEA and the gel, and then the what is it called again? Biome. Yeah, because it's true that gut health is, how many of us have gut issues, right? Most of it.
Also, I mean, remember the cells, they're there to detect, protect. And so if you don't have enough, this is from my own research, because I'm always looking to understand this on a deeper level. But you may take a bowl of blueberries, that's a lot of antioxidants, but if you don't have enough redox to activate those, is that going to help you the same way? That's the question I don't think it is, because if those antioxidants are not activated, and redox activates those antioxidants, so that will make a huge difference, because they need to be activated. Am I correct, Dr. Nan, Adonna, right? Mariana, thank you. So it's very important to have that, to activate the antioxidants so that we can have that optimum health.
Yeah, I'd just like to hear from some of the doctors who are here something. I don't know, like how you feel about the product and what you see it doing, and what, from your perspective, because, people, they're very skeptical, but, oh, it's a doctor, like if a doctor is saying it's okay. So that's why I'd like to hear what.
So Dr. Nan, do you want to address that? And then I'll go to Felicia, because she had her hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, I agree with what Adonna said. It works very well on the inflammatory process. And that's a lot of what's going on with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. I don't know that we can say what's happening with a specific disease, but certainly I would give it a shot and see what happens. It can't harm her. There's nothing in there that can harm her. You're not going to have any bad side effects, except that you need to monitor what might be happening with other medications that this person might be taking. I think Adonna has spoken with that on some of our other meetings about monitoring other medications that might need to be reduced in dose. But redox has huge implications in the inflammatory process. And anything that has inflammation, it's going to help.
Did that
Dr.
answer your?
Nan,
Just 1 second, Anna. Sorry, Rena. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, when I listen, I mean, I know so many intelligent women. They should listen. It's incredible, this product, and yeah, it's just like I don't know. I feel like today everybody has blinders on. I don't know.
Renee, there is a possibility of asking Dr. Nan for a three-way conversation. Like, you have friends,
Yes.
and you wish them to be here, and the only thing that you have to say, like, guys, I just listened tremendous Zoom about new product with the zero toxicity and can address any health issues, and there is a doctor who can validate that for you. Would you like to have a three-way conversation? And that's all you have to do. You can only offer. If they're ready to listen, they will have this conversation, and then you can go from there. That's all. That would be your, how to say, the way to invite them to the same Zoom, or just say, the Zoom will be here the same time next week.
Next week.
That's another possibility. So don't get frustrated. I understand how excited you are, and we all there, and we all been there. But so, I mean, I'll give.
I invited 5 wonderful women that I love very much, but I don't know. I think what I would ask, please, that if you're going to start just to focus on the program. I know people were talking initially. I don't know if they came on, they would say, well, what's this, right? Because they're listening to people talking about problems or something, and they have no clue. So that's the only thing. If that's a possibility, to leave all that to the end, but to start with the presentation from the get-go, so that people, they get interested, as opposed to, because I was sitting here like 5 minutes waiting to start the presentation, and I don't know if they came on. I'm just saying, that's, if we could do that, I would.
Anna, Felicia has a question, then Anna has a question. So you go ahead, Anna, if you want to, you wanted to.
No, I think we'll ask Felicia.
Felicia, go ahead, Felicia.
Yes, hi. How would this work on someone who maybe has a fatty liver, or someone who has a liver that's not working? Because once, of course, as you know, if the liver is not working properly, everything in your body doesn't work. So I know that this works in the inflammation part of it, but when it comes to the liver, like, how would that work?
So among our doctors, who wants to dive in?
Same way.
Go ahead, Dr. Nan.
It would work the same way. I mean, I don't know that there's anything special about the liver that would be different. Does anyone else have any other thoughts on that? Because inflammation in the liver is not that different from inflammation in other parts of the body. The redox is still going to work the same in the liver. And then that's going to make the liver work better, and it's going to make the bile work through there better.
So that would eliminate all the detoxing that a lot of people do then.
Yeah.
It will not eliminate detoxing. It will, the person who has a fatty liver, for them, the toxicity level is high because they cannot detox, because we have detox like going through the kidneys and liver. But if the liver is not functioning very well, then the toxicity level in the body is very high. So what they need to do, they need redox, and they need lots of liquid to flush it out, to flush out the dead cells that accumulated in the liver, causing it to be inflamed and fatty. So that's how it works.
Right. And once it's back in balance, once it's back in balance and that's flushed out, they may or may not need as much detox anymore. It's something you'd have to see. Not saying they wouldn't need any more, but they may not need as much.
Yeah, because things that we I work for a company that has a product that detox for 90 days. So you can have 2 of those per year. But to me, I'm thinking that's kind of like a lot to, even though it's a milder detox, but they're suggesting that 90 days of detoxing 2 times a year is supposed to be good for you. But sometimes I don't.
It's a different detox. A detox that's supported by the redox is different. When we speak about detox that just done with the different modalities, then the bodies can get through the stress, and that's why there is a limit how many times the body can go through the detox. If there is a cellular support through the redox technologies, through the redox molecules, then there is no limit here.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Andrea, you wanted to say something.
Yes, I believe that glutathione and ASEA also, it helps the tissues to repair from within. You know, when you do a herbal or any other detox, it works on the bigger cells. This goes down into the mitochondria, into the inner cells. So it helps from the inner out rather than the outer in. Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
Can I also add that ASEA has been found to release free fatty acids in the blood. Okay, so I'm not saying that it's going to come from the liver, but the less fat you have, obviously that's a benefit to you. So obviously you have to watch your diet and everything else, but at least the glucose will in your muscles will not be utilized, and hopefully the free fatty acids that can come from your abdominal area or your liver can be utilized just, you know, for basic metabolism. So Anna, you can sort of, not Anna, Mariana, you can sort of back me up on that if that's something that you think is an important aspect of, you know, the ASEA with the fatty liver.
The thing is that before we can add any supplements there, we should do the redox first and get the signaling work in the liver cells, because if the signaling is not working, there is no fatty acids that would work there. So we need to have traction workers before here for sure before we get the materials. Yeah,
that would also work.
Okay.
Yeah, and that can be addressed through the application of gel on the liver and on location of the liver, and it can be done through the drinking. So like basically because redox molecules, they're smart, they will go where they need to go. We might think that the fatty liver is the most important organ here to address, but the redox molecules will see, and they smart, they know where to go. But if we want to help specifically this organ, then we can address it through the application of gel. Sorry, I'm repeating myself.
That's okay. Anna means she has a question she's been putting in the chat. Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, I don't have that little hand thing on my computer. I have it only on my phone. But anyway, I learned a lot last week when you guys said that you should brush your teeth and wait after you do that. Well, last Friday was exactly when I went to the gym, and I realized if I do that, I ended up missing out on really drinking more because I had to run out the door. So my question to you is, what order first of all, is there any benefit in drinking it on an empty stomach? Because I take it first thing in the morning after I brush my teeth. But from learning last week, you guys said, brush your teeth first, wait, then drink it. Well, if I did that, I would have been late to yoga class. So I ended up doing that, but I didn't drink my lemon water, which gave me more hydration. So I had an hour of yoga with no water. So I'm wondering if there's a different protocol you can give me, because every Friday morning I do go to yoga club, and I don't have to, I just got to drink it and zip out the door. But if I do that, unless it doesn't have to be the first thing in the morning to drink, is my question.
You don't have to wait. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to say there's no harm taking the redox on an empty stomach. That way it's not competing with any food substances or anything like that. I think that's a great idea. And then, you know, when you get to your yoga, you take your lemon, you take whatever you need, and then maybe brush your teeth after, or do your brushing with the Renew 28.
Grace, Grace has her hand up.
That's what I was just going to say, Adana, is that last week we mentioned that if you brush your teeth with the Renew 28, you don't have to wait because you've got Redox already in your mouth. So you take your ASEA and off you go, and you just, by the time you get in the car and you get it going, there's 15 minutes and you drink your lemon water on the way and at the gym.
But I guess my question, thank you, that makes sense. I'm just wondering, maybe I could, if there's no real advantage of having it on an empty stomach,
but
can you do
there
the lemon water first and then the ASEA later? Because that way I really could brush my teeth, take the lemon water, and then the ASEA right after, and I'm all good. But if you're saying
you can do that as well. Brush your teeth, rinse it, drink your lemon water. By the time you come to the gym, drink your ASEA, and you're ready to exercise.
Oh, so what, you have to have a gap between the lemon water and the ASEA?
Yes.
Maybe 5-10 minutes more than that.
So there's be a gap before you
it should be a gap.
It should be about 15
Everybody's
minutes.
gut system is different. But it should be but also very fast. So 5-10 minutes, it should be enough to give you time then to drink your ASEA.
Yeah, just so you guys know, I put pink salt in it. I love pink salt inside warm lemon water. I always encourage that to all my clients as well.
That's fine, as long as there is no fatty substance there that stays longer in your gut, then it should be fine.
Good. New protocol for me tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, we have one more question. Does Redox also work well on someone with leaky gut? Who wants Dr. Nunn?
Absolutely. That's where I was when I started this. So yes, it does. I started out with leaky gut, and because of that, I had to start with a lower amount of the Redox, and it took me a couple of months to work up to being able to take 2 ounces in the morning and 2 ounces in the evening, but it definitely works. And it made a huge difference in my gut symptoms. So I encourage people to do that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I just said that. Why so little did you have to start?
Because it was actually making my symptoms worse at the beginning.
Okay.
But it's a good thing that it was making worse, because it's a detox. So because ASEA cannot harm, ASEA only supports.
Right. And it travels fast, 19,000 kilometers.
It just depends on what person can tolerate, and from the person who lives too long with the leaky gut, it's scary and it's difficult to tolerate the increase in symptoms. But because we know that it supports, so we just develop different protocol how to get to the proper dose that would heal, and eventually it will heal.
And it did.
Anna V.
Yes.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask Dr. Nan to share her story with her.
Again?
No, you just done it. When Liana was presenting about the gut issue, I think it was exactly what you were facing. That's why. No, you don't have to do what you don't want to do, Dr. Nan.
Nobody wants to hear about diarrhea. I don't want to talk about it again.
Well, this is part of our life. If the people have the problem, not our life, but for other people.
Well, gut is, healthy gut is important because it affects us mentally, physically, and emotionally. So it's a huge thing. Any other questions?
Juicy. We have another couple of minutes.
Yes.
Questions, please.
The research that comes out you know, the scientific stuff that comes out from labs and the discoveries, they don't come into the medical field for like, could be 10, 12, 15, 20 years. And so I'm sort of addressing this to Renee, that people have to understand that it takes time for, say, a product like this supplement to get wind, or for the medical profession to get wind of this. And that eventually, once there's more studies that come out, then it's going to be, like they say, it's going to be like a household product available for people that want to try a supplement. So I just find that, you know, we have to do our best to share with people and to get them on board of these Zoom calls and, you know, learn about the product, because this is, and I'm saying this from my experience also as a research technologist, that, you know, you work on something and it could take 20 years before one thing comes out and then it gets out into the medical field. So I just wanted to share that. I don't know if that's helpful, but.
Dr. Nat?
I think that's helpful. Felicia, I noticed your question in the chat, and I have a
answer this question.
Pardon?
I can answer this question.
Well, I was going to address your question
okay,
too.
that's fine. Go ahead.
I have a background in medical genetics, so I have dealt with a number of people with various different types of alopecia. And I don't know which type you're talking about, but my recommendation would be to go ahead and try the Renew 28, in addition to the oral ASEA, and let us know what happens. Can you do that for us? Go ahead, Mariana.
So I had, I'm not sure what kind of alopecia my husband had. We didn't test it. It just was very scary because he didn't let me touch it until, or I would say, for lack of better word, treat it for a year, and it doubled or even tripled in size. Not until he started having some additional health issues that he let me to address it as well. So at that time, he was drinking about 16 ounces of ASEA, but that's for different health issue that was very difficult. And I was applying at the back of his head, I was applying Renew 28 twice a day. It was 3 times in 5 minutes, rubbing in. And it took 4 months, and we got the hair back, and it's still back. It was like more 3 years ago, and it's all back, so no problem. It repeated again, but in different side of the head. I'm not sure like what specific genetic issues he has with that, but this time maybe he was in a healthier, more replenished state. It took 5.5 weeks for us to get rid of, and plus it was a smaller space. So, but yeah, we had twice success with that.
I actually have a picture, but unfortunately I cannot just share the screen. So Elena, if you can fast allow me.
Go ahead, share the picture you can, and then we have a question from Kirill.
Well, this is Mariana. Is that your husband's hair?
Oh.
Okay, this is the before and after, right?
Right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how long did you to get to the?
So this one is 4 months.
Oh, this was your husband.
That's my husband, yeah.
And it just came out of nowhere.
No, he had it. As I said, he probably has some issues with that particular issue. It happened 10 years before. It was a very small space, and at that time, when there was no ASEA available, we treated with the garlic, but he also was 10 years younger. But again, without ASEA and without addressing it with anything, within a year it's no, what did you say? Tripled in size, yeah. So at first it was like 25 cents, like a quarter. And then, as you saw, like it was much bigger space.
This one is
Thank
called
you.
frontal lobing. It's called frontal lobing, and all the what you call it, follicles, the ones that go in the head, those are all gone. So there's nothing to grow from. So that's why they say it's one that.
Well, we've been the research was done, and we've been told that the hair follicles remain viable for 7 years after the shaft been gone.
Okay.
Also, Felicia, I tell my people too to put the renew over here, just behind the neck bone, which is behind there. You have your thyroid. The thyroid gland sometimes is affected. It can affect the hair.
Okay.
So every day, just put it from your. I just put it everywhere. So I just go there and you know, make it part of your routine.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
We have a question from Kirill. He says, how does ASEA help with autism disorder? So, who wants to have a go at that?
Well, autism isn't one disorder. Autism is a group of disorders that have, and because of that, there's no one single cause. So different individuals are going to respond differently. And again, it's one of those things where you try it and you wait and see what happens. And you may have to try it for a year or more and don't give up.
During my research, I read that that can also start in the gut if the gut is not healthy.
Absolutely.
So that will be something that maybe they need to look at as well.
I was talking about that with, oh my gosh, sorry for your name, yes, whatever, about my son with schizophrenia. And yeah.
That also is the gut. From my research that I've read, is to do with gut health, schizophrenia, Parkinson, autism, all those autoimmune.
Sorry, I just.
Donna, sorry,
I had mentioned to you, I had mentioned to everybody that I was listening to a talk. And one of the things at the end of the talk, the doctor was talking about a product by the name of berberine, berberine. And apparently that also helps with autism. So you might want to look that up. I can type it in the chat. So having that with the ASEA and providing your body with as much, of the, effective supplements as possible would definitely be beneficial. I'm just going to write that in my chat.
Yes, please, Donna. Ina, you had your hand up.
I did. The only thing I want to say is the fact, and it is a fact, that absolutely any disorder in the body begins when there is no communication between the cells. And that's exactly what ASEA does. It restores. So my personal encounters with neurological disorders, the issue always is in the processing center in the brain. I'm not talking about where it starts, gut or anywhere else. I'm talking specifically issue for the neurological disorders. Now, once there is no pathways to processing centers, so between what we see, what we hear, what we say, we cannot process the information. And that's where we have a whole range of so-called neurological disorders. Once the pathways being restored, and that's what ASEA does, you can see the symptoms starting lower first, and then they diminishing. So with me encountering issues in kids, and parents said, oh, the behavior changed. And this is what it expected, because now we're restoring the pathways, we're restoring the normal process of the cells and the tissues. And there is no more need of the behavior that was. It's changing. It's slowly but surely over a period of time, and each one will react differently. I mean, each body will react different to the everyday things that's happening, and that's ASEA, because there's a dosage and how it works on individual cell, individual body. It will take different time frame. So starting noticing of the changes in behavior, eventually you will see, not eventually, but rather with a period of time, you will see changes in the actual condition. And yeah, possibility on many, many conditions to go away.
Anna.
I have done, as you know, I have done a lot of research, and I had seen the testimonial when the mother of 3 autistic children with a different age, right? She did absolutely everything, whatever she could to help her children. And her daughter was 12 years old. She started to respond only after she started to use ASEA. Then she also seen it in another child as well as another one. So when we are just looking at one family with 3 children who were suffering with this problem, it helps them for the start to concentrate. Their behavior had changed. They were more alert, and the people who were working with them could see immediate reaction on improvement. So it's just stories after stories, not to count that Dr. Samuelson had a presentation on autism with doctors, and we just have to really realize what it does, but it definitely helps.
Thank you, Anna. All right, we are at 1 hour and 7 minutes, so I think we can do 3 more minutes and then wrap it up, I think.
Whoever wanted to know more about autism, Madonna just added some information in the chat.
Yeah,
and
gluten-free,
definitely
dairy-free,
everything
sugar-free.
benefit to addressing this health issue.
We have a comment, I believe, from Fran: gluten-free, dairy-free,
Dairy-free, yeah, and sugar-free. Yeah.
I think autism, though, is one of those under the list of low glutathione, and so is Parkinson's and other autoimmune diseases and cancer. Low glutathione is a huge problem. And by taking ASEA, it improves the cell to create more of our own glutathione. So this is why ASEA is amazing for everything. So it can improve the immune system between 500 and 800%. So imagine, yes, of course, all of these conditions, diseases, birth issues will see an improvement. So we have that chart, right, Anna? I don't know.
Yes, we do. We present.
Yeah. I showed it, yeah.
Can you allow me just ask another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have, I'm not gonna say who, you will know. I wanted to very fast kind of ask Grace to talk about how ASEA helped her husband who had cancer. We saw the picture.
Peter,
so
yeah.
Yeah, because this is very important, might be for somebody, for anyone who is in this room and who wants to help their loved ones. Grace, please share.
Thank you. How compliant can I be, Anna?
Try to be in compliance. It's abnormal cells instead of the name of the disease. Okay.
Well, my husband had a precancerous situation, so we started taking the ASEA. But it continued. We got some improvements, but he was on that train. So when we got the diagnosis of the cell dividing disease of the blood located in the marrow, it was devastating. It was a death sentence. But ASEA, we just kept on taking ASEA. Just like everyone else here, I kind of regulated the amount of ASEA to not initiate too much of a reaction. One, he had treatments, but went slowly right back up. He was on high doses of ASEA the whole time. He got through the treatments when many others did not make it through. And some even passed away during treatments. He received his bone marrow, can I say that, transplant, and received leaving the hospital 17 medications, and was only given 30% chance to survive in the next 2 years. So that was it for him. He couldn't do anything else, but he improved every single day. He did not have any relapses. He never needed any topping up of his donation of transplant. He is thriving. See, also you can get all these wonderful things, even transfusions and transplants, but if there is no signal, these things will not take. When they give you the treatment, your blood is burned out and you get a transfusion, it will not take, it will not benefit you because there's no signal to allow your body to reproduce these things. But he has now, almost 5 years now, the last test, he was 98% his own bone marrow rebuilt. And there is no trace of the cell dividing disease in his blood. So he's just doing amazing. And he's 73 years old.
And he doesn't look 73.
No,
I was just about to say that.
Say that, yeah.
He looks amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
I was shocked.
I can
73. He all over the place. He's a really busy guy. So that's what you want. You want a quality of life. Oh, here we go.
Oh, sorry. That's not what I want. Stop share.
So there you go. Was that short, Anna? Was that quick?
No, that was good.
I hope whoever needs to hear it will hear it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate. We always put you on a spot, but you are very important for each and every one of us. And I also, because you're taking care of your husband, but you also was taking care of yourself.
Yes,
and
I
that's
took it
very
too.
important.
Yes, I took it too. I would not have been able to be as attentive or alert or focused. I couldn't sleep before I started taking the ASEA. He was sick for a few years before we knew what was wrong. So always looking it up. What are these symptoms? I was a mess, and I had lower chronic back pain that disappeared after a few months taking the ASEA. I didn't even notice it go away. Everything. I had IBS, it was gone. I was able to just be in the present with my husband. Very important for a person that sick.
Well,
yes. So
I personally wanted to thank every one of you.
Yeah.
Our special panel and the guests. And Elena, now it's yours, and anybody can just say whatever they want.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and the panelists for answering all the beautiful questions and clarifying. And we hope you enjoyed this session, and reach out to the person that invited you if you still have questions. I'm sure they're more than happy to help you. And if we can answer it, we'll do a 3-way with Donna, Dr. Nan, and Dr. Andrea, Dr. Luciana, and we'll get the answer. Mariana. And next, are we on next Thursday, Anna, or is the time that we're not doing?
No, we're gonna take a break. I hope everybody agree with me. We have begin first
Thursday off, yeah.
first Thursday of the month. We have our novel and people wants to attend, so we are welcome you the following Thursday and a Thursday after. And a Thursday after, because each and every one of you are making a huge difference in our lives.
Yeah. And okay, last question, and then we'll move on. It's already 10:15.
Comments. Or comments,
yeah, anything. I guess everybody's clear. Fantastic. That means we did a good job, yeah.
Ladies, I just want to say, as kind of final thought, it's extremely important to listen to your body. Your body will tell you what it needs, when it needs it, and how much of it needs. It will tell you today to take 2 ounces and tomorrow take 16 ounces. You just need to listen. Your body knows exactly what needs to be done. The body was designed special way to be able to heal itself. And ASEA helps this process. Just listen to your body.
Yes, Felicia.
And if you need help, I always can help you with that.
I take it that with taking the supplement, you also have to be exercising and also have to be drinking a lot of water, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
Adona, it's your
baby there.
But it is.
Yeah, that's very important. Exercising and taking ASEA and intermittent fasting and cryotherapy and saunas, all of these things give your cells a stress that they need that help them adapt, and it's actually a good stress, so that if you do get infected with something or you come down with a cold or whatever the situation is, your cells are primed and ready to attack the adverse effect, the reaction of whatever it is that you might have contracted. So those are all good points. Thank you for bringing that up. Exercise, strong. Ooh.
And a healthy diet.
Dr. Luciana, you've been quiet today. I know you're busy. I just wanted to thank you and, your final thoughts.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Well, all of them, like it's in the panel, answer, the questions, and also Ina, came with the insight. So I will just say, the same thing, like it is, we all needed to work it from within. Yes, we can add all other supplements or healthy diet, but if the body will not absorb it unless we bring into the body the redox to facilitate more of that production. I'm referring to
help it from within. Yeah.
So that's what I will say. And I don't know if Dr. Nan is still here. I know that I was speaking with Mariana in private, but because we were talking about the brushing the teeth with the Renew 28, I invited today, but probably she couldn't come. It's a newly mom that has a baby that is teething, that is 7 months old. And I was just wondering, because I know some other homeopathics that it's used for that, for the teething, but I was wondering if we can hear the feedback from the Dr. Nan, which is a pediatric doctor, if they can use it as a gel for teething.
She had to jump off.
Oh, okay, because I couldn't see. I cannot see.
But we can ask her not next week, the week after. That's the question that we can actually ask, Anna.
But actually, Grace, it's a new second-time grandmother, and so I think it's perfect to ask her.
Yes. I put it on my grandson, and you know, he gets the red all flushed and kind of sometimes like it's almost like it is inflamed for the pain, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I just take a
It
little
is.
bit of Renew and I put it in his gums, like it really relieves, and I put it all on his face. He can't, when he sees that bottle, he wants to suck it all out of the tube, so I have to hide it. And then when he has teeth, when he got teeth, he would try to get that cap off to suck it. So I hide it. But he sees the big blue bottle, he wants it, you know, like, no, very safe, very safe. The children and animals, they take as much as they need.
Beautiful.
Yes, that's the answer for you if it's safe. I wasn't sure if for little children, before the year old, it's
Actually, I can find you a video that where when doctor who had a baby, and she's with Dr. Malamet, they're working together. They were holding the baby, and she was just put the Renew 28 and suck it. I can provide you with the video if you wanted to share it with your client. I know it's working beautifully.
Yes, please. Yeah. Well, it's more like for reassurance for her that it's safe, but
yeah,
you know.
I don't like the little guy to be sucking on it all the time.
No,
so I hide it because of how it's made to get gelled. There's nothing wrong with it, but if he wants to drink, he takes the little cup and he drinks it. No problem. But I just rub it.
I think we have another important question.
Yeah, does it help with hemorrhoids?
Mariana, it's your field. Hemorrhoids.
I replied yes, because
so basically you can either apply with the apply the gel there as often as it's accessible. If it's more involved, then you can make suppositories and use it in form of suppositories. There is a tray, you can squeeze the gel inside, freeze it, and use it. And the gels and the suppositories can go either way, hemorrhoids or any other orifices that we have down there. So yeah, we can come up as many ways as we can to input the redox molecules into our body, because it will help us, it will help our immune system to get stronger to address any other issues that we have. Something that I want to add, before anything, as Ina said before, that we need our, you asked about, suggested about exercising and drinking water. With exercise, people might not be ready yet because they are too toxic for exercise. As soon as they start getting detoxed with the help of the ASEA, then the people would get ready to do more for their health, to be healthier. It just like comes all together. You have to see where the person is, not to push right away. You can push for exercise, but they might not be ready there. But if that's for yourself and you understand that, then it goes hand in hand. Sorry, I went to completely different, but the hemorrhoids can be treated with it helps with hemorrhoids.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, everybody. And like I said, reach out to whoever invited you. We'll hold that question for next time, Anna, for Dr. Nan. But I think Anna's going to send you the video. I hope you guys have a beautiful week. And please join us in, not next week, but the week after. Invite friends and family. Every week I'm going to try to make it more profound. I'm doing a lot of research, and Anna is also helping me with the research is pretty good. And, you know, we want to make it more interesting and very simple so people understand what this beautiful technology really does and how important it is to our health and our wealth. Because if we don't have our health, we do not have our wealth.
And the good thing is we learn from each other.
Exactly.
So
This is the safe community here. We can ask questions. Everybody, like, nobody's judging anybody. That's why we get together and we listen to people's, you know, point of view, and we listen to the panelists who are very skilled, and that's what it's all about.
They say food is either health or poison, something like that. Food.
Yes.
What's at the end of your fork? Can either kill you or make you better.
Yeah.
Felicia, where are you from? Are you in Toronto? Where are you?
I'm in Brampton. Yeah, Brampton.
Oh, Brampton. Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna